if I'm presenting a workshop on the seventh sacred flame, I know pretty much that either Saint Germain, Lady Portia, one of the archangels who's associated with this frequency, there's going to be one of them that is likely to drop in. There's never any guarantee with any form of mediumship, but I know because they start working with my throat chakra and I can feel it. So that's how it feels physically to begin with. And then there'll come a point where I'll get told, right, so-and-so's here. And literally I move out. And it's really just that simple. I move my consciousness to the side. That's how it feels to me.
Mm-hmm.
And then when the energy drops in and I embody that frequency, each of them feels completely different.
Welcome, Angela Orora Medway-Smith. You are known as the practical mystic. But Angela, hand on heart, I'm so thrilled to have you here. You're such a wealth of knowledge. And when I first kind of read your bio, if you like, and got to know you through that to some extent, I thought, oh my gosh, you're like a treasure trove. You're like this incredible, not to objectify you, but toolbox that, because you've put so much time and for so long into really immersing yourself in a whole lot of different modalities and becoming very knowledgeable in each one. So I feel really blessed to have you here today. Thank you so much.
Oh, Susie, bless you. Thank you. Thank you for the invitation. It's beautiful to connect.
It is lovely. And for those who are listening and who don't know you, you're an internationally renowned, divinely guided channel for the Ascended Master and Angelic Collectives. You're a master energy healer, skilled in, I'm just going to say, a long list of accredited modalities, and a clairvoyant medium / channel, a retreat leader, a facilitator, a life and soul alignment coach, and author for, I now understand, 12 #1 best-selling channel books. Some of them channeled, some of them collaborative. I've just learned too. Yes. Okay. So your passion, I understand, is helping to awaken the world to the power of energy healing that we all have. This is your thing.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. It's about empowering people and empowering them to use the tools that are available to them. I was chatting to somebody this week at a festival and I likened it to, going into the right shop to get the right thing. So knowing which angel or master can support you, which being intuitive, learning to trust your intuition so that you can work out which energy healing modality can support you, which holistic practice. We've got so much available at our fingertips. It's very confusing for people, but
Indeed.
it's also very simple. If you strip it back, it's very, very simple. And that's what my passion is, helping people to discover that simplicity.
How have you come to that simplicity? Because I absolutely agree. There's so much available. There's a smorgasbord out there of so many things, and I do see people glaze over and think, well, I don't know. I don't know what I need, or I know I want to put my big toe in and I want to have a delve into
Yeah.
this, but I don't know where to start. So what's your advice there?
Well, be intuitive, but look for the tools that make it simple. So this is where my books come in. And my instruction to write these books has come from the Ascended Master Saint Germain. They're not my books. I tell people they're his books. I'm just the channel. I'm just the facilitator who's gone ahead and done what I'm told. So a lot of my work is with the divine rays and sacred flames. and to help people understand that since the big shift in the collective energy and the planetary consciousness in 2012, we have a lot more of these divine rays and sacred flames available to us now. We previously had 7. You'll find lots of stuff on the internet about 7 sacred flames, 7 divine rays. There are lots of different schools of thought on this. And all of this information came through channels in the 19th and 20th and early 21st century. We now have more. You know, that information is still valid for people who align to it. But for those of you who are looking to explore what's available now, then we have the books that are behind me. So the Book of Many Colours helps you find out what you're here to do. So it helps you find out what your destiny ray is, the energy that your incarnating soul wrote down on, which is actually really simple. It's a piece of numerology. But ascension numerology, it's slightly different to pure numerology. And it helps people get to grips and understand the energy of the rays and what you can use them, how you can use them for personal transformation. And then the Book of Many Flames goes a bit deeper and helps you, well, teaches you. Anybody can pick these books up. Any of my books, anybody can pick up and work from scratch. You have to, there's no prior knowledge required. Absolutely none. But you can learn to channel these energies for yourself. But again, it's working out what you need on what day. One day it might be the flame of nurture because you need, we say in Wales, a cwtch, you know, a big hug. Yeah. On another day, you might need the flame of wisdom. On another day, the ray of new beginnings. On another day, you might want to work with the ray of law, for example, and the ascended master Moses. But running through, and then this year on 5/5, I worked with another channel, a lady called Savante Vulcan, who is the food oracle. And it took us 3 years to put a book together on how to up level the frequency of the food that you eat.
Oh, wow.
Working with angelic frequencies. And again, anybody can pick them up. And when you look at them, they're really slim little volumes, but there's so much stuff in there. There's so much you can use. And then to help people with the confusion on modalities, St. Germain's projects were the Oracle books. So I started with the Energy Healers Oracle, volumes 1 and 2, in 23 and 24. And across those books, we have 41 different modalities and holistic therapies featured. And so we've got stories from the master teachers on how they've used or channeled these modalities. And then my favorite thing are the tools. You get to play with them yourself. So if you want to understand Usui Reiki a little better, there's information in there. If you want to dip your toe into whale and dolphin healing, into Pendragon Reiki, into family constellation therapy, into rapid transformational therapy, it's all in there. There are tools in there, practices you can use at home. And our wonderful authors have also given, you know, extra stuff on their websites as well. So there's so much. And the Oracle books keep on going. I've got 2 more coming this year. And then I've told them I need a break next year because
so hang on, let's back up a bit, because I understand Saint Germain, you said, is one of your main ascended master guides. Is that correct?
yeah.
Okay. And from what I know, is he the 7th flame?
Yes. and still the seventh. Even in the new system, the seventh sacred ray, seventh sacred flame is the violet flame, and is an energy of transmutation, transformation, of alchemy. It's stunning energy to work with. I do lots of work with it, and I teach a modality called Violet Flame Rescue Healing that helps people work with this energy on a deeper level. Anybody can work with the violet flame. You can use an invocation. You can find stuff on YouTube to be able to jump into it. But if you want to go deeper and work with it across all dimensions, across all time frames, with the complete power of this incredible frequency, then there's an awakening that an attunement that you can have. That not just me, lots of people offer. But I'm the one that they ask to get things organized. So I organized the accreditation of the system. Well, it was channeled by one of my friends, but I've organized the accreditation of the system. So yeah, that seems to be my job, is getting things organized, getting the information out there for people to use. But I love Saint Germain. He was the first ascended master that I channeled. So I'm a light trance channel for people who may not understand what that means. So what that means is I move my consciousness out, and they move in and talk through me. And I've got boundaries. So my deal is I hear what's going on, and they can only use my body down to the waist. So they can move my arms, my head, and use me as a vehicle. But I don't want to be not knowing what's going on. I don't want to be walking around and not knowing where I'm going, and then not knowing afterwards what's gone on, because some channels do that. So I made it very clear. And that's one thing that people should understand as well. We can set boundaries when we work with spirit, with our guides. And those are really, really important, because they help us to function in this world. Yeah, and I spent a year working with a small group to help me hold his energy for long periods of time. So I can channel Saint Germain for an hour without it affecting my blood sugar. I'm a type 1 diabetic, so it was really important for me to learn this balance. And in that period, the masters, archangels, archangelic collectives were dropping in as well. And each one of them is a different frequency. So my body had to learn to adapt to all of these different frequencies. But there are some that I work with a lot, and others I work with less regularly. But they come through for the books, and they come through when I'm in a setting where they're necessary. And that's the key, really.
Interesting. I've got so many questions. I want to know from you how it feels, the experience of having, let's say, Saint Germain for now, come through. How is his frequency different to yours, or maybe from that of another? And do you know instantly it is who it is? Do you hear? Do you see? How do you?
Yeah, mostly they tell me. So I know when it starts. So I might be presenting a workshop. If I'm presenting a workshop on the seventh sacred flame, I know pretty much that either Saint Germain, Lady Portia, one of the archangels who's associated with this frequency, there's going to be one of them that is likely to drop in. There's never any guarantee with any form of mediumship, and every medium will tell you this, that we can't guarantee that we're going to get your loved one that we're gonna channel an angel. There's never any guarantee, but I know when it's about. I know because they start working with my throat chakra, and I can feel it. So that's how it feels physically to me to begin with. And then there'll come a point where I'll get told, right, so and so's here, and literally I move out. And it's really just that simple. I move my consciousness to the side. That's how it feels to me. And then when the energy drops in and I embody that frequency, each of them feels completely different. So Saint Germain he makes me sit up straight for a start. My posture's not very good. And so I know, so immediately I sit up straight and I think, oh, okay, Saint G, here we go. And his energy is masculine, powerful, but he's got a wicked sense of humor. And yeah, so he can be very directive, but he can also he's kind of like your favorite teacher was.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, he's coming in with the favorite teacher vibe, who can make a joke and make you laugh, but really can get a serious message over with it at the same time. And then we have, oh my days, Lord Katumi. I feel 8 foot tall. So Katumi. So yeah, so I feel 8 foot tall, and my voice changes with everyone because they're using my voice box, but it's not my voice, if you understand what I mean. So he's got this big booming voice, and I'm quite softly spoken with a Welsh lilt, and I mean it's just so different. But they also energetically overlay me. So for the people who are with me physically, they can sometimes see faces, they can see my body changing. My hands, usually they can see the hands are different, you know. It just depends how much energy is around me as to what might be visible. And obviously the clair abilities of the people who are sitting watching. But I mean, there are masters and angels that I adore, absolutely adore. Lady Portia feels like my sister. But my Lady Portia feels like my favourite sister. She's an ascended master I've spent many lives with, who genuinely feels as if we've been sisters forever. And so she's the twin flame of Saint Germain. She works on 2 different frequencies. She works on the 7th ray. She works with the silver violet flame, but she also has her own frequency, the 9th ray, which is the ray of challenge. And she's an incredible ally to have. But for the last year, we were chatting before we came on. I've been doing a huge amount of work with Lady Nada, who was Mary Magdalene, because I'm leading a collaboration called the Magdalene Oracle, Awakening the Flame of the Rose, which is coming out next week. Her energy is like your big sister who is pushing you forward to do stuff, wants the best for you, but will not let you fail. She's just, yeah. I mean, I can feel her around me now. I've got goosebumps. That's how she feels to me. Obviously, other people, lots of other channels channel the masters, and how they show up for them might be different because it depends on your frequency. It depends on your past, your soul's connection with these beings as well, your past life connection with these beings. So it's it'll be different. It's different for everybody.
It's incredible. I can only assume you've had quite a few past lives with these beings to potentially.
Yes.
You found that out. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. Over the last 40 years, it's become apparent that, yeah, yeah. And more, probably in the last decade, more and more has been revealed to me. Um, and that's because on a soul level, I've agreed to do this work and I've been prepared to do this work. I mean, my whole life in this incarnation has prepared me to do the work that I do now.
You've been doing for a while. We're talking 40 years of
Yeah,
immersion, really. Apart
yeah,
from
yeah,
having a family as well and
yeah.
life.
Apart from,
Mm.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I stepped back and worked very quietly when I was raising my kids because, well, number one, I ran a charity for a social care charity for people with mental health problems, which was set at a local psychiatric hospital. If I said that I'm a medium and I'm channeling beings and I'm hearing
Yeah,
people, they'd have probably committed me, and my kids were going to Catholic school. So again,
right.
very quietly in the background. But I mean, I stood up. I was a parent governor for 11 years, but was very quiet about my other work when my kids were young because I didn't want them to have to deal with any issues because of it. So basically, I was kicked into action as soon as my children were older teens and had found their own feet and found their own path. And that's when I came to this work full time.
I'm going to take a little step back for people who have maybe been listening and have no idea what we're talking about when we say something like a flame or a ray.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so just
Yeah.
I'm
Would you like?
just yeah,
Yeah.
just explain that for those who are not au fait with it.
Okay. Okay. So it's really simple. The pure divine light is clear light, and white light is made up of many, many different colors. And we see them in the skies as the colors of the rainbow. So each of these frequencies, so there are many different colors of yellow, of green, of blue, of violet. And each of these frequencies is these are the rays. And these rays are driven by a flame, by an esoteric power. So it's kind of just imagine that there's a temple up there in the skies, and there is a flame, a violet flame in the violet flame temple that is sending this ray down onto the earth. So you can work with the rays and bathe in their energy, and it's lovely and gentle, or you can call upon the flames. And the
Go to the
flames are
source. Yeah.
the source. You can call upon the source, and you can call this dynamic, very, so the rays are quite feminine, quite soft, whereas the flames are masculine and direct, and they're really good for healing. So, that's the difference really. It's about either sitting and enjoying this lovely, gentle energy, or it's about drawing down this powerful frequency and channeling it through your body, because we can all do it. We can all do it.
Mm.
None of it is rocket science. And I think I say that to people. Every one of my students, they hear me say, none of this is rocket science. It's
Which is
actually quite simple.
I love it that you've made it simple and accessible and broken it down in that way so that people can pick and choose. They can pick and
Yeah.
choose what fits them,
Yeah.
what resonates with them. And I think this is what the light dump is a little bit about too. Why I'm here to go, look, there's a lot of ways to go here. And I'm going to
Yeah.
explore some that I know, but I'm going to explore some I don't know anything about. And if it rocks your boat, then have a play,
Yeah. Yeah.
with
Yeah.
it.
Have fun with it, you know?
You've got something you'd like to share with us, I know, that is perfect for these incredible times that we're in. Tell us a bit about that.
Okay. So many sensitives experience difficulty simply because they're tuning in to the collective field, which can be really heavy, really depressing, can be really intense for lots and lots of different reasons. And there's a really simple way that you can shield yourself from this. So let me just pull something out of my drawer. I wasn't really prepared for this.
Oh, great.
Okay, and I hope you can see it with my background on. So let's bring the table back. So we have a chakra at the back of our head called the occipital lobe chakra. And that chakra is like a direct line to the collective. And what we can do is choose what we receive through that antenna, if you like. So think about the image of the flower of life. So I'm going to put flower of life here.
Yep.
Hope you can see it.
We can see it.
You can see it. Okay. So think about a dinner plate size flower of life, and then literally create that in your hands energetically. See it in your hands as if it's something absolutely physical, and then place it at the back of your head with the intention. Intention is key. With the intention that it is filtering stuff that you do not need from the collective field.
It's bouncing off the back of it.
Right. So no, ask that it be
Okay.
ask that it be anchored as a filter.
Oh, I see. I'm sorry. Okay.
It's anchored, it's a filter.
Okay.
It's not blocking it. It's
it.
simply filtering it.
Okay. 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 So none of that can get through.
None of the nasties can get through, only the good stuff. So that might help a little, but also the rainbow waterfall, the giveaway that I've got on my website, is fabulous as a daily energy cleanse and recharge, and you can do it in 2 minutes. Once you've done it a few times in the shower, you can literally do it in 2 minutes in any bathroom, in any situation where you feel you need a recharge and a reset. Now, the flower of life filter, it was given to me by an incredible teacher and clairvoyant chap called Edwin Courtney. It's not my tool, so I want to give Edwin a shout out there. But it's one that I give to lots of people because it is so simple and yet so powerful. And if you find that you're tuning in again, just reset it. Just recharge it. It's all about intention. Energy follows intention. That's how this universe works.
And isn't that a wonderful way for us to learn to get more in tune with our frequency, our own frequency and other frequencies around us? Because that word is used so much, and we perhaps know it as radio waves on the tuning the radio, you know, those sort of examples, and or hitting a note in singing or not. Those alignments. So that's a beautiful way for us to really feel into the different frequencies. And notice the nuances of them.
I'm a huge fan of the solfeggio frequencies. So people can find those on YouTube. And I usually have them playing in the background in my home just as I'm going about the day. So 432 hertz frequency is a general, just beautiful, calming, relaxing, will reset you frequency. And the tip is to go for the sleep ones, the 10 or 11 hour recordings, because you won't get adverts coming up through them. 528 can even reprogram DNA. They are so powerful. I, just encourage people to play with them. I trained as a sound healer many years ago, and love working with sound. And I take my tuning forks to all of the retreats I facilitate at as well, because they're so portable. Absolutely love working with sound.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you for that. Incredible. I'm sure we're all going to be doing that now. Thank you. As a child, were you intuitive, sensitive as well? His has actually been all your life in many ways.
Yeah. Yes. I mean, I could see spirit when I was little, and they were my friends. Lots of children see spirit. My own kids did. And for most children, they're told, oh, that's your imaginary friend, or oh no, that's a lot of rubbish. Different parents will deal with it in different ways. But for me, I was told, oh, that's both my mother and grandmother were healers in their ways. My mother was a nurse. My grandmother used to work with herbs. She used to midwife. She used to bring the babies before. She was the one they would send for when babies were being born. This is before we had the National Health Service. And yeah, so they would say, "Oh, that's lovely, dear," or "That's lovely," and not dumb me down, but not delve into it, because it was kind of a difficult subject for them, because I don't really think they understood it that much themselves. So they understood that what they were doing to help people, but they didn't really understand how they were working. Um, and I was really lucky. Well, Spirit worked it out that when I had my awakening, I was 22, and so I'd dumbed this down, tried to be a normal teen, whatever normal is, hiding the psychic stuff because it makes you different, because you just try and normalize yourself. I lived in a small Welsh town where people were everybody knew everybody, and so it was quite a difficult place to be different,
Yeah.
you know. So when I moved to London, um, it was as if somebody had switched on a switch at a nuclear power station,
Wow.
and then everything switched on. And so I could feel people's pain.
Wow.
I'm highly clairsentient, and that's one of the things that it's a superpower in one way, but it's a huge challenge in others. So I could see, I could hear, I could sense, I could feel, and I was absolutely terrified. And I'd gone along to learn tarot, and it was literally the first class, first time I put my hands on the cards, first meditation, whoop, big switch. And this poor teacher, it was her first class, did not know what to do with me, didn't have a clue. And she looked absolutely terrified when I told her what had happened. And she just scribbled on a note and said, "I think you need my teacher." And a lady called Betty Bolcom, who I spent 7 years in circle with, and
Oh.
had been waiting for me to ring her.
Did she tell you that? Did she tell you that
Yeah,
then or
she did.
later?
Yeah,
Wow.
I rang her the next day I mean, we're going back to the 80s here, so we
Yeah.
phone calls with
Yeah.
money in the box, and she said, "Oh, hello, dear. I've been waiting for you to call. come to my house next week. So because I worked full time. At that time, I had real muggle jobs, Muggle from Harry Potter.
Muggle,
Yeah.
yeah, Muggle. It's so
Yeah,
funny.
I had a real muggle job. But I was organising conferences and exhibitions for the Confederation of British Industry in London.
Of course
I
you
was,
were.
of course I was, yeah. And and then there was this. And so on a Wednesday night, once a week, I used to visit Betty, and it felt like home. She taught me everything that she knew, helped me grow, helped me develop. Was like another mum, really, but a spiritual mum. So I was really, really blessed to have that support and connection in those days. And I really miss her. She passed about 9 years ago, and I really miss her.
It's interesting, isn't it? Someone who actually did treat you like a daughter in a way and
Mm,
passed
mm,
everything on to you. And it's often a sign of someone who truly is doing the work, that's authentic,
yeah,
and that they will share it so openly, so willingly with the right person.
yeah. I mean, Betty gave me permission to teach her class, and I first taught it in Australia in 1990.
Mm.
Um, I mean, it's not that far away from
No,
you.
it's just across the ditch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then I taught a 22-week intuitive development class, which was based on Betty's original teachings, but then I added in everything I'd learned in the years since, to that, so that people were able to dip their toes into lots of different spiritual tools and practices and develop it intuitively to find out which way they wanted to go, because there are so many pathways that you can take with this work. And by and large, that changes for people over the years as well.
Yeah.
It's certainly changed for me. So, I said to you earlier on that when I've been prepared for this work all my life. So my 10 years as an event organizer then led me to starting Mind Body Spirit festivals for charity. So that's what I did for about 5 years. And then Spirit said, "Oh, you're not doing that anymore. We want you to do this now." Um, which is the
Wow.
books.
Which are the books, which of
Which are the
course are
books.
getting a great reach right across.
That's the point. That's the
Yeah.
point. It's about waking, and my other passion is helping children live the life that they the best life that they can. So there are a couple of charities that I'm involved with that support children as well.
Beautiful.
Um,
Are you seeing star seeds come through?
do you know what? 1,000%. You see them their parents take them to the festivals, and they know more than the parents do. It's just fantastic. Um, and so they'll pick up a crystal and they say, "Oh, this makes me feel bum 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 bum," because they're tuning in so openly and clearly. But the major charity that I'm a trustee of is called Peace Mala, and it's an educational charity for children, and I would love to see it in every school around the planet. Every school. At the moment, it's mostly England and Wales, and I think we have one or two in the northern Americas. So it's basically the children make a mala bracelet, and every bead on the bracelet represents a world religion. And the golden thread that runs through them is the golden thread that runs through all religions, which
Connects
is
us.
treat others as you would be treated. And they're taught compassion, they're taught peace, they're taught understanding. And I would love to see Peace Mala. I would love to see Peace Mala in every school.
I would too. What a beautiful
Yeah.
movement. Who did you create this?
No, no. It was actually somebody I've known for 50 years.
Hmm.
She was a teacher at my grammar school in Wales and was still teaching there in 9/11. And when 9/11 happened, she saw the children turn on each other
Oh,
and had this download of the Malabeads and then created this in the school and then created this highly regarded educational system. I mean, it's been endorsed by the Pope, by
beautiful.
Archbishop Desmond Tutu, by all the major heads of religion, and she even had the Dalai Lama come to tea. You know,
Wow.
it's yeah. From little seeds, we can create a more peaceful world.
Absolutely. And that's the generation coming through, hopefully. Wow. Um, Angels and ascended masters. That's another thing I a little bit want to unpack for people. Um,
Okay.
from what I understand, ascended masters are those who have had some time in on Earth in a body, maybe several times. Whereas in angels, we have a religion's done very well for giving us lots of imagery about what that might look like, and as has literary masters and artists as well. So, um, can you tell us about those differences and how you experience what you see them? You see them, you feel them,
Both,
right?
both, yeah, both. I don't always see them. They find channeling for someone else, they'll just come in and use me as a vessel. But if there is a need, if I've asked, or if there's a need for me to see them, then I will see them. Um, yeah, and they usually present to people. You see, we're just light. We are all just spirit. We are all very simply angels, ascended masters, human beings, all of the animals, the plants. Everything is light. Everything is energy. And they can take any form that they like. So generally, they will take a form that we are most comfortable with. So, for example, when I see Lady Portia, as I see her quite a lot, um, she, even though I've had six lives with her, they're telling me, she presents as Morgan Le Fay because my life with her as Morgan Le Fay was one of our closest lives. So that's how I see her. And I see her sometimes as a girl in that life because we were girls together. So sometimes she'll present as a girl, sometimes she'll present as a young woman, um, but usually dressed in Arthurian dress because that's what makes sense to me. Yeah, that's what makes sense to my soul, my spirit. So they'll present in that kind of way. But my belief is that we, and I mean all that there is,
Mm.
was because we are one.
Yes.
And that's a really hard concept for people to get their heads around sometimes. So we were all created by the divine, whatever name you want to give the creator, as as individual aspects. And those individual aspects had different jobs and
Sure.
different things to do. So the angels who were responsible for the fabric of the universe have one frequency, guardian angels have another frequency, um, archangels have another frequency, archangelic collectives joint frequency. So you can work with, going back to the flames and the rays, you can work with the cherubim, the seraphim, with the Elohim for different things. You can work with the archangels for different things. Ascended masters then were once human, and as you said, and then decided when they ascended, return to source, just that's all that means, that they would join a collective, so a group that was responsible for helping other people on the planet to with their lives and to wake up. And then we've got lots of us human type souls who have come to experience all that there is. And it's kind of like we're a great big data bank, and we're taking everything back with us to our own souls, to be going back up into the collective, if you like.
And we've forgotten, right? We've kind of forgotten the data on some level, but it's not gone.
Yeah,
it's there.
Yeah.
But we've just put it in. We've filed it somewhere in a file, and we can't remember which file it's in.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, when I started learning about this stuff, it was the 80s, and I'm a child of the 60s. I loved to dance in the 70s, 80s. And I created this analogy for myself and then my students that helped me make sense of it. So if you think of your soul as a disco ball, and
cool.
Yeah, every one of the mirrors on that disco ball is a past life that you've had. And one of those little mirrors is here in this physical body, and that's the spirit, and the soul and the higher self. They're called kind of the same thing, whole soul and higher self. And then it made sense for me because I can see past lives in people's auras. And I teach people how to read those past lives in the auric field, because they are reflected in our auric field. That's the field of energy that's around the body, the electromagnetic field. You'll find loads of stuff about it on the internet. So when this disco ball is, when this little mirror is ready to depart, it goes back and it is then immersed into the soul state itself, the big disco ball. And I just think of disco balls hanging in the heavens as being souls, or shining their light on people. It's really, it's
really
kind
gorgeous. It's so sparkly.
Yeah. I mean, you could also see it as a multifaceted diamond. That's another way. But I like disco.
You same. Who doesn't? That's so beautiful, that way of thinking about it. Okay, so are you getting messages the whole time now? Are you quite integrated with your angelic team and your Ascended Master team?
I do, yeah. I mean, I when I'm they choose their moments, obviously, but I can be anywhere and I'll get messages. However, I would say in the early days when I was developing, I found it very difficult shielding this first teacher. The experience I had with the first teacher, it was because she hadn't taught me any level of protection. She hadn't taught me how to shut down. She bless her, she didn't really know what she was doing. She knew what she was doing with tarot to a certain extent, but in terms of when somebody woke up, how to teach them energetic protection, how to call in their guides, what to do to keep the energy body clear and fresh. She shouldn't teach me any of that. And that's what I learned from Betty, and that's what I teach people. So I have a free giveaway on my website that I call the Rainbow Waterfall, that teaches people, because I think everybody should know how to do this, that teaches people how to cleanse their energy body, how to recharge themselves, and how to invoke really simple protection. And you can even teach children this protection. It's so simple. And so that's really important. We are living in such incredible times, huge shifts. Those of us who are sensitive will feel, some of us will feel like shit. I'm going to just lay it on the line.
Yeah.
And think, oh my God, what's going on? What's happening to me? It's for a lot of us, it's not you. You're tuning into what's happening in the collective. And so it's so important to try and understand that the programming that comes through our television sets, we have to separate ourselves to a certain extent from this. If we see what in the horrors in the world that are happening, it's understanding we can send love and light to these places, but not be pulled down by what's going on, because it's a really fine line between the two. So I have, and I swear by, a daily spiritual routine where I start the day with, and I don't feel as if I'm wearing the right clothes if I don't use this routine. And I give all this stuff away because I think people need it.
Yeah.
So when people sign up for my newsletters, they get meditations, they get practices, they get the stuff that I think that will help them and will help our planet, and help one person, they shine brighter, their community shines brighter. And then all of a sudden, the whole world's alight. It's like turning on light bulbs all over the world,
And I think it is that thing, help yourself. We've been told from programs that to help oneself is selfish, but it's actually the very thing. Start here.
Yeah.
To be able to give, receive first.
Yeah, you can't pour from an empty cup.
That's right.
Is what I tell my students. You have to, and you are actually doing your clients a disservice if you don't look after yourself. Because if you're not being the best you can, how can you help other people and how can you support other people?
Are you getting messages from Saint Germain or any of your other team about what we should be focusing on at the moment or not focusing on?
What's been coming through recently has been this image of a giant celestial clock with millions of little cogs in it. And so if you imagine the back of an old-fashioned pocket watch, but huge, every one of us is a cog in the divine plan. Every one of us has a role. However small we may think it is, it's crucial, because if we don't make our turn, the next cog doesn't turn, the next cog doesn't turn, the next cog doesn't turn. So the message has been about trust your intuition, follow your guidance, follow your inner guidance, and know that you are so important everyone is so important in their place in the divine plan. And this clock imagery is fabulous for
Mm.
to be able to visualize that,
Mm. Mm.
you
Beautiful.
know,
Mm.
and yeah, give yourself some oil so you will turn a bit faster and smoother.
Love it. Always practical, you. Yes, that's a wonderful image to hold on to. I love that. I love that. It's a good one.
So I've given you disco balls and a
Disco balls
celestial clock.
and clocks. Bless you. Thank you for this. And oh gosh, I just feel like there's so much more I want to go into because, as I say, you're like this treasure chest of knowledge. And thank you
Well,
for.
we can chat again,
I'd
Susie.
love that. And but thank you for following your intuition. Thank you for putting all that time into it. Because we benefit. We benefit from that.
Yeah, I'm just really curious. I like to know how things work. Many
Driven by
stories.
curiosity.
Driven by curiosity. So, I need to see and understand how something works for myself. I don't teach anything I haven't embodied and experienced because it wouldn't be authentic.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I totally agree. And that shines from you very much. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. You've helped a lot today. You've actually unpacked quite a bit today for people. So thank you very much for that. I really appreciate it. And where can they find you?
So my business is called Cariad Spiritual, CARIAD Spiritual. And so I've got Cariad's a Welsh word, it means love. And it is how I work. I work from the heart. Everything comes from love. And so I've got cariadspiritual.com. You can find me also on the social media platforms as either Angela Orora, the Practical Mystic, or Cariad Spiritual, or Cariad Spiritual Angela
Okay.
Orora. And on Amazon as Angela Orora Medway-Smith. But a lot of my books are on the library apps as well. So, the library apps as well. So you can find me on there too. So I think it's important that people can borrow books because I
Absolutely.
read the whole of the children's library when I was a child, the whole of it.
I was going to ask you if we need to dive in. Do we do all the oracles first and then in the rays, or do we do it the other way around? What's the best way to do it?
Just follow your heart, follow your
Okay.
intuition. If you're interested in energy healing, then it's the Energy Healers Oracle. If you're interested in personal development, Book of Many Colours. If you're interested in embodying these exquisite frequencies, then the Book of Many Flames, and then Angelic Resonance for all food.
Amazing. Of course, fantastic. I will put all your details also in the notes underneath. So if they didn't catch that, they can go down there and press a link and get to you as well. So again, thank you, my dear. Really have enjoyed this so much.
My pleasure, Susie.